And this is one of the reasons why I like to work with mothers. I was just watching a post about someone, and she had posted something about motherhood, and a few people responded in reference to her video that motherhood is not about the mom. And I agreed with her responses that it definitely is. But in many societies, especially ours here, in almost every arena, motherhood is not about the mother at all. Maybe the experience has changed for some moms, but for the most part, in 3 out of 4 of my birth and deliveries, I didn't feel like I had the support that I needed, and I had to learn it through each subsequent delivery. My postpartum care was primarily on me, with maybe 1 week after having a family member come around and help. Most of the time, people want to come around and see the baby, and there's a whole lot with the mom that needs to be adjusted, that is still settling, that she's having an identity crisis, she's in pain, she is maybe even trying to run a household with other children around while she's raising this one and healing her body, and our systems just, they don't support motherhood. So we create, mom communities and small groupings of women to get together if you have that kind of culture where you know that you need that and other women are like you. But I didn't even find that until much later, after my children were older. And thank God I have it now, but I also made it a priority to connect. And most young moms can barely get out there to even think about connecting, much less heal the disconnect that they feel with their body after everything is literally turned upside down, inside out, and it doesn't feel like your body at all. It doesn't feel like yours. Now, for anybody who's had a good experience, I'm so thankful for that. I really am. And to me now, there's a lot that seems like common sense that didn't seem common at all when I was going through the struggle of being a young mom. And then add to the layer of it, you're forming this new identity. Probably the intimacy with your spouse or partner is lacking, and they may not be fully aware of what you're going through either. So there's a lot of marriages and partnerships that end in separation or divorce after children come into the picture. And the systems in our society only send the message further that we're not important, especially with such short maternity leaves and barely having a place to go and pump your breast milk. I mean, imagine being a teacher and having to hope nobody walks in during your planning, even with a locked door. Or those moms who don't work at a place where they can even get paid maternity leave and have to figure it out and go back to work after 4. And not to mention all the unpaid labor that goes into being a stay-at-home mom. If you happen to be a mom who stays at home and doesn't work out at a job in society, but you very much are running a whole household right there within your little world. And then you get your cycle back and you're expected to go back to normal, while seriously your baby's just in its 4th trimester, and once a month you go through this excruciating cycle where you're in pain and lethargic and your energy's really low because your hormones are doing the things it's supposed to do, and you're supposed to walk around with a smile and be polite and nice and show up and perform at the level that everybody expects you to perform at, because we don't talk about it enough how difficult it is to feel like you're hijacked by hormones, because your cycle's not just the 1 week that you're bleeding, it's different every week of the month. It impacts the kind of exercises that you do. It impacts how well you're able to emotionally regulate. And sometimes you need someone to help you co-regulate, which we feel shame about, and we shouldn't. The sad part is women can't even fall into the trap of shaming each other. Now, what if you're a single mom with no partner and you manage the workload outside of the home, the workload inside the home, and you have the job of possibly reparenting yourself, or at least basic self-care for yourself, while also raising humans to not only have the things that they need, but to be mentally, emotionally, and psychologically safe, while you feel very unsafe, while you feel very lost, tired, emotional. And the strength that it takes to get up and wash another load of dishes or clothes or put a healthy, nutritious meal on the table, we should give ourselves a lot more grace for chicken nuggets and macaroni nights. And I know this is a long post, and I didn't even intend on talking about anything. I just happened to be walking the dog and saw this other woman's post. So if you hung in here because it resonated, drop something in the comments and let me know what you think. I'm DM Life Embodiment Coach, and the reason that I work with hardworking professional women is because you freaking deserve it. You deserve to feel safety in your body, strong in your mind, whole in your spirit, regulated and balanced in your emotions, and not just like safe, but like thriving in them, to find your pleasure again and to feel proud and to be confident. And it takes a while, especially when you don't have support. We can't always change the systems that are on the outside of us, the things that are outside of our control. We can influence them, but one thing's for sure, if you don't like where you're at and you're kind of mad and feeling like a victim at the system, don't do that anymore. Go ahead and reset your crown and find your circle of women. Find that coach if you need one, because everything you want, you have access to. It's right there and it's waiting for you. And you don't have to settle for a mediocre existence or feeling dismissed and unseen and unheard and undervalued. It's through changing ourselves that we change the world. So if you take a small step towards yourself today, you are quite possibly taking a huge step for womankind and motherhood tomorrow. Because every child that is impacted positively by her mother's wellness grows up to impact their child even more positively, because they learned to be well sooner than we did. All right, that's it. Over and out. I love you from the Healer's Nest. You're worth it. I've got a 90-day package. If you want a coach and you think that this resonates, I hope you'll send me a message. And if you don't want a coach and you just want to comment on any of the things that I just posted, please do. I always love to hear from you.